course, the top part of the brick before you get into the building here, which we're going to get into pretty soon. We're relatively sheltered from the winds where we are right now, but you can see off in the distance the wind blowing the water that is coming down from this storm coming down, and also water that has been pushed inland. We're seeing now the water that is coming up record levels. It's likely gone up from the last report of 6.51 feet in Apalachicola because we're watching it minute by minute getting higher. It's gradually coming up, but it's coming up steadily, and we're seeing quite a bit of debris in the water. It's a lot of grasses, sticks, twigs. There's a piece of a white picket fence off in the distance, another pallet that's been swirling around. And the water, too, has been not necessarily going in one direction. We've been watching a lot of the same debris kind of coming and going with these winds that can be so erratic as they're coming through some of these buildings here in downtown Apalachicola. And this park is probably...
This is the worst wind we've seen, and I'm looking at the radar on my phone, and what I've noticed is that we are getting right into the outer portion of some of the worst weather. And you can tell a difference, can't you? I mean, even from just 15 minutes ago. So this wind field is expanding a little bit, especially on the west side. Woo, we can catch our breath. While we catch our breath, Dr. Knabb has some breaking news with this historic hurricane. Dr. Knabb, take it away.
Yeah, we have an official statement from the Hurricane Center with their intermediate public advisory that we have the official landfall of the center of Hurricane Michael. Winds had continued to increase all the way up till the time of landfall. Maximum sustained winds set at 155 miles per hour, just below what would be a Category 5 hurricane, and pressure of 919 millibars. Talk about making history on the Florida Panhandle. This is certainly doing that at 30.0 north, 85.5 west at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. Now that's near Mexico Beach, Florida, but we should get a little bit more specific than that, because Mexico Beach itself, the community where the population is, and hopefully is not during this event and everybody evacuated, but where the community is there, they have been going through and are still going through the eastern eye wall, receiving the full brunt, probably the strongest winds on land that we're seeing, and a devastating storm surge, no doubt. And the center of circulation has been going over St. Andrews Sound. Maybe just on the other side of Crooked Island Beach and just to the southeast of Tyndall Air Force Base. But there are additional communities just inland from there. The community of Allenton is just in here, that they could get the passage of the center nearby there. It'll be going over East Bay. So technically speaking, if you really wanted to slice it thin, we could be talking about a landfall multiple times here as it crosses from the barrier islands or barrier peninsulas there near St. Andrews Sound, and then crosses over East Bay. But in any event, the center of circulation is now ashore in the Florida Panhandle. Making history is the only Category 4 on record to do so, and right up there close to the Category 5 threshold. This is going to be a catastrophic outcome for a number of communities, and the storm surge values continue to come up. We don't have a gauge at Mexico Beach, but from what we can tell from some video there, the wind and the storm surge and the waves appear to be wreaking havoc, but it's really difficult to see what the outcome has been, simply because it's like blizzard conditions, it looks like on the video. And Port St. Joe, St. Joseph Bay, Apalachicola, certainly getting hurricane conditions. And
thing. The wind field is expanding a little bit, I think, because of that friction. You can correct me if I'm wrong on my analysis there. But you mentioned the western eye wall. Would you technically call what we are in the western eye wall, or would you say it's like the outer fringes?
No, well, the closer you are to the center and the eastern side of Panama City, the more you would be in the bona fide eye wall. Panama City Beach, kind of on the external part of the eye wall, but yes, you're getting the western eye wall, and it's not going to be as strong there as it is on the eastern and southeastern eye wall that are still affecting Mexico Beach.
So let's talk about that a little bit here. And Dr. Knabb, I don't know if you have to go or not go, but that eastern eye wall, why it's so strong, why we fear that eastern wall. And it has to do with the movement of the storm and also the rotation of the storm. You kind of get that double southerly flow on the east side versus that northerly wind, and we got that, Dr. Knabb. I mean, our wind, I got to tell you, obviously the beaches to the south just behind us, that wind has been from the north, I would say north-west for, you know, a while now, for a long duration.
Yeah, there are a number of different things going on.
Okay, so we're having some audio issues with Jim, okay? But essentially what he had told me when he came back over, and he can confirm it, sorry, I'm just watching the radar here with this system. He can confirm that he said, Abrams, the water's come up. If you were watching the shots earlier, it would say Reynolds Wharf or Jim this morning. That water was coming up right to the dunes. He said they have not seen it really crashing over. Now, there's a pier. We've been showing you that also on TV, social media, the whole thing. I can't report on the pier right now. Maybe Jim can get a look at it when he's over there. I'll try to do my best to get a look at it for you right now. But the waves were going basically right up to where that pier was.